Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another Sunday Cook with me. Well, today is the last of our soup series. It's the last Sunday in September, and so we're going to end this off with what sounds to be a very tasty soup, cheeseburger soup. Now, who doesn't like a cheeseburger? So this ought to be kind of fun to make. And then next week we'll begin a series of casseroles and crock pots, because it's about that time of year. So I'm going to take you down to the pot on the stove, and we'll get started making our cheeseburger soup. Hold in there. Okay, the soup starts off with 1/2 pound of hamburger, ground beef, or whatever we're calling it today. So I'm just getting a nice 1/2 pound here. And we're going to crunch this up. Okay. The other ingredients you're going to need are onions, carrots, celery, potato, chicken broth, flour, some milk, and some Velveeta cheese. Okay, we're going to let that set for a second and get going. I'll be back as soon as I'm ready for the next step. Okay, this is about done. So what we need to do with this is to drain it and set it aside. So I'm going to just put it on a plate with a paper towel over here. And I'm going to add, in the same pan, a tablespoon of butter, get that melted down. Oop. A little piece of the paper. That's not necessary. And to that melted butter, I'm going to add my chopped vegetables. I have 3/4 of a cup of chopped onion, 3/4 of a cup of chopped carrots, and 3/4 of a cup of chopped celery. So we're going to saute these for about 10 minutes, and they should get tender. Along with those, we're going to add a teaspoon of dried parsley, and a teaspoon of dried basil. Get this top off. All right, let's let this saute for a while. I'll be back for the next ingredient. Okay, we're about ready for the next step. They're pretty well softened. They could do a little more. I'm just draining my potatoes. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to add in 4 cups of the diced potatoes, or cubed potatoes. And add back in the burger. And 3 cups of chicken broth, which is 3/4 of this box. That's about right. I'm going to bring this up to a boil and let it cook for, probably 10 or 12 minutes to cook the potatoes. Put a cover on it, and I'll be back when the potatoes are cooked. Okay, now while the potatoes are continuing to cook, I'm going to be working on the back burner. And right now I'm melting some butter. I have 3 tablespoons of butter. And we just need to wait for that to melt. To that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And we're going to cook that for about 2 or 3 minutes. And by that time, the potatoes should be done. And then we're going to add that mixture that we're making back here to the soup. So I will bring you back when we're ready to add it to the soup. Okay, we're ready to add this roux. I have already reduced the soup to low because that's what we're going to do now. We want this boiling for the roux to go in, but once that's in, we need to turn it to low. So I've already done that because we're going to be adding milk and cheese. And you don't want to add milk to a boiling pot. It's a thickener. I'm just going to wait until this stops boiling. I can add the salt and pepper. It's about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Oops, that's a lot of pepper, but that's okay, we like pepper. And a lot of, and a 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Potatoes don't have any salt. And if you were cooking those in the regular water, you would have salted the water. Okay, now I have almost 2 cups of Velveeta cheese. I'm going to add that. We're going to add 1.5 cups of milk, whole milk. And we're going to stir this around and let the cheese do its thing. Let it set for a minute and stir it up again. It's going to take a little while to melt because I added the cold milk at the same time. All right, I'll bring you back as soon as the cheese is melted for the final step. Okay, the final step is to remove this from the heat. I've got it shut off, and to add 1/4 cup of sour cream. I'm just going to eyeball that. And I'm going to be putting this on my warmer burner. Because I'm not ready to eat yet. When I serve it, I'm going to serve it topped with some onion rings. I mean, you know what goes with a cheeseburger? Onion rings. That cheese is melted. The little orange pieces you see are the carrots. Now, I'm going to get a little bit of a taste for you. Okay, I've got a little dish of it here. Let's see if we can get a taste. Mmm. Delicious. Cheesy. Potatoey. Oh my goodness. Mmm. Yummy, yummy, yummy. This is good. First time I've made it. I'll make it again. But not for a while, because we made a big bunch. So let me show you. The soup is prettier than me. Look at that. I'm going to put the lid on and put it on the warmer burner. And we'll be ready for dinner when dinner's ready for us. And there you go. So there you go, that's the last of the soups. And we'll be back next week with casseroles. Next week's is a crock pot. And until then, I'll see you Wednesday for craft day. We're going to do another Halloween project. And so until I see you then, everybody have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry. Keep safe with all of this weather that's going on. And everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.